This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is The Darkness Beneath the Hill. It was written by Christopher Smith Adair, and it's one of the scenarios in Doors to Darkness, which is available from Chaosium. Keith Craig is our keeper of arcane lore, and this is episode 1. So, without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Keith?
Thank you. 1923, Providence, Rhode Island. Old cities many times cover up old secrets. And sometimes those secrets can surface when you least expect it, like when you're doing some refurbishing in your basement. That's what begins our story here, when a Joseph Wincott was doing a little bit of redesign in his basement in Providence, and he found a what he believes to be an old tunnel that has only been rumored to be in Providence. He he's called some of his friends that he thinks could help confirm his beliefs that this might be one of the long rumored tunnels that that John Brown used to smuggle slaves around, dodging the slave trade laws of the time. So let's go ahead and meet some of these friends, and we'll start with a Professor Pete Bishop.
Yes, I'm Professor Pete Bishop. I am a professor at Brown University. I specialize in early architecture, and they sometimes call me in to see if a building or a structure is completely sound or if it's falling apart, or possibly to identify its age. So that's probably why, I am his friend, but that's probably why he called me in.
Excellent. And then we have Norton Edwards.
Yes, I'm Norton Edwards. I am the Deputy Commissioner of Public Works here in beautiful Providence. My responsibilities include the sewers as well as all the infrastructure subterranean. I am a civil engineer by trade, and I've been asked here to evaluate these tunnels, and so we keep an accurate accounting of everything that's underneath our streets.
Oh, good. And we got Frank Tuckweiler.
Yes. Hi, Frank Tuckweiler. I'm a retired insurance salesman, and I now spend most of my time working with the local historic society. And I am quite the expert on all things Providence. And so people usually contact me for all kinds of things that they find or in and around Providence.
Excellent. And last we have Reginald Drummond.
Yes, Reg Drummond, former coal miner and member of the King's Own Royal Engineers. I moved away to get away from reminders of the war and the government that mulched so many of my friends, and well, on moving to the States, it was Providence that I ended up here, and met a good friend, Josh Wincott, right down the street from me, just a few houses down from where I moved to, and I thought it would be nice to help keep him safe if there's anything dangerous down there. You know, those old mines, especially ones that aren't maintained, can be quite risky.
Oh, excellent. All right. So the four of you are arriving about the same time at Josh's home up on College Hill. He's sitting outside on his porch. He's smoking his cigarettes in his meerschaum cigarette holder that he's quite proud of. He got it from Turkey when it was still the Ottoman Empire, and it looks like he's wearing he's not wearing his normal suit. He's kind of wearing just looks like his work clothes, like he's been doing some digging and all. As soon as you approach, he stands up, takes one more drag on his cigarette, removes it from the cigarette holder, puts the cigarette holder into his front pocket, and goes, "Oh, good, you're here. I didn't want to go any further until I got some experts in here, but I did take a little peek. Took the electric torch. Yeah, the tunnel looks like it goes quite a ways back, maybe all the way to the river."
Josh, you were never quite clear how deep this thing is beneath the house.
Well, I was, wanting to check out, I'd been getting some rodents into the house and all, and I was trying to figure out where they were coming in. And I was moving my aunt's old dresser that she had stored down in the cellar, and I noticed that sort of the plaster was, was wet. And so I started messing around with it, and my hand went right to the lath. And then I noticed there was just a little bit of a breeze there, and I started pulling that away. And that's when I noticed there was a tunnel there, but it's a large tunnel. I could easily walk in it standing up and all, but I haven't removed enough lath to get back into it and all. I wanted to save that for when we got some experts here. Pete, he warned me about, it might collapse on me, and that made me a little bit nervous, of course. Yeah,
we'll have to take a good look and see if it's a supporting wall or if it's something that's propped up by other parts of the wall, just to make sure we don't want to have a cave-in.
You said the wall was wet, Mr. Wincott. Was it from? Did it seem like the wetness was coming, the dampness from the other side of the wall? Or?
I think so, because like I said, I mean, I obviously hadn't been checking it out since I just moved the dresser out of the way, but when I started messing with the plaster, I could have felt it, but when I started pulling it away, the lath behind it was a much wider circumference of moisture than had already soaked into the plaster.
Why don't you
probably rat urine? You keep any foodstuffs down there, potatoes or anything like that? We had problems during the war. That kind of thing happening all the time.
Yeah, I would store some of my some produce down there and all. It's cooler in the summer, of course.
There you go, Commissioner. That's your wetness. Rat piss.
Oh, he just kind of sniffs his hand. He's like, "Well, fortunately, I can just smell my smoke." He's like, "Yeah, come in." Oh, he opens the door and ushers you in. It's a upper middle class style home, but it's definitely old. Being an architecture student, you'd probably recognize it was probably built, colonial times was when this home was built.
Yeah.
Brings you in, goes down into the basement, and he's got his electric torch with him. He kind of shines it, and he shines it to the western wall, where you can see he has pulled away some of the plaster and some of the lath, and you can see behind it there is some brickwork, but there is a couple bricks missing, and that's how he was able to kind of look in behind it. He's like, there it is. And he's like, if you get close, you can actually kind of feel there's a little bit of a breeze or something coming through.
Yeah. Let's look at the overall architecture of the building and see, is this a load-bearing wall, or is it safe to open it up without adding extra support?
Oh,
Do
well,
you have the original blueprints, Mr. Wincott, or reproductions of them? It's an old
no,
house, I know.
no. I inherited it from my aunt, and
A lot
they
of
want to
these
look.
old houses this size don't have blueprints any longer.
Is this house a family house? Like, if you owned it since it was built, or it's a
Yes, it was built by my great uncle.
oh,
Hmm Uh, what's his name? Elijah Wincott was my great uncle that built this. He was a friend of John Brown, the founder of one of the donators to the university you teach at there, Pete.
Yeah. I
Great
mean, a
man.
lot of these built they
Was.
just sort of followed certain architectural trends of the day. Uh, um,
Oh,
can I tell? Is this a dangerous wall? Is this a load bearing
you
wall?
you
Or?
can tell that it is not a load-bearing wall.
Okay, yeah. So we should be able to open this up fairly easily.
Oh,
I'd like to get a better look and
I do feel the
see where that
breeze.
moisture is
There's
coming from.
yeah. Does the
Hang on.
breeze itself seem moist?
I've got
Uh,
some things. And Reg takes a duffel bag off his shoulder, drops it onto the ground with a really heavy thud, and zips it open, pulls out a mining pick, a a hard hat with like a carbide lamp, the acetylene torch lamps in it, sets that down, gets out a backup lantern, acetylene
mhm. Oh no.
oh,
torch
The tor-
lantern, as well
Mhm.
as some rope. Goes, okay. Uh, Uh, we uh we can be careful about this. Now listen, when things are really old like that, who knows what the state is? If we're gonna go in there, if anybody gets buried or anything like that, as long as we try each other off, we can try to pull them out from under the rubble, or if we can get them. But in the meantime, well,
Oh,
does anybody want to do the honors? And Reg holds up the pickaxe.
Well, let's take it a little easy at first to see how the condition the structure is in. But I also brought my pick hammer, but it's a lot smaller than his pick hammer.
I've got a flashlight. I also have some blueprints of the city where the city pipelines would be for for sewers and
right.
water coming
Right.
in, waste going out.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
just kind of get a general idea which direction the river is because the breeze tells me this might be open somewhere. And
The,
Okay.
the plaster is wet, so we could just start scraping that away from the
Yeah.
lath underneath.
Yeah.
The
As far
lath
as
is
like
hard to get through.
where the river is, Norton, you wouldn't even need to make a roll. It's off to the west, and it is in the direction that this hole is facing.
okay.
Mhm.
I seem to recall there were old legends of extensive tunnels
Yeah.
in this
Oh
area,
yeah.
maybe for uh, slave movement, but probably also for other things, moving stuff around.
Yeah, we like to know exactly what is beneath our feet, and so it's always exciting to discover something new. Just historically, as well as for just to keep things safe. For the work we're doing, the modern work. Just knowing what's down there. So it's always good to get these things documented. But I will be honest. The commissioner and the chief of police both spoke to me. They want me to evaluate whether this could possibly be used by rum runners or being used by rum runners because we do have prohibition right now and it's a bit of a
Oh.
problem around here. So
Possible.
we'll be looking at that as well.
Oh,
Reggie, do you have a saw we could cut through this lath?
Hang on, let me see. Yeah. You need this?
Yeah. So I'll start to cut through the lath.
Okay. Yeah.
Making a relatively a large mouse hole for us to go through.
right. Yeah. And he kind of gets in there as you're cutting. He kind of pulls some of the lath away. He's kind of piling it up in out of the way for you. So what you did, you got it open, and there is the brick wall behind it. You can see there is some moisture on the brick wall.
And I'm using my pick on the moiter. Is it deteriorated so that you can just scrape it out and remove the bricks?
Yes.
Ah,
Mhm.
yeah, you're going to have to get this fixed at some point.
Like
Yeah.
that. More than rat piss.
Yeah, I'd like to,
Oh.
as they're doing this work, I'm gonna stand back and start taking pictures.
Okay.
Just
We're
kind of record.
loosening a brick and pulling it out and setting
Yeah.
it to the side.
Yeah.
This might run to the river.
Yeah. Or at least have a
Alright.
lot of moisture coming up from there.
All right. So it takes you about 45 minutes to really kind of get all the hole wide enough that you can squeeze through. Does anyone have a size larger than 65?
Nope,
No.
I'm actually small. 45.
I'm pretty small too.
45 is really small.
Nope.
Okay.
Size exactly 65.
All right, then. Yep. So you feel like, okay, yeah, you don't need to chip it out any wider. You'll be able to get through there without having to suck in your belly or anything to squeeze through. But once you have all the brick out of the way, when you look in there, the tunnel, it actually looks like it's the walls and ceiling are rock.
Oh. A fitted rock, or is it just rock itself?
That would be a roll.
Okay.
So yeah, so like a geology or something.
Well, I mean, yeah, I got a 27, but either it
Yeah.
would be rock or it would be rock that's been, you can see gouge marks in it from digging.
Yeah. There are no gouge marks in it.
Okay.
Like a natural cavern? Or?
Yeah, it looks actually like a cavern.
Yeah.
So the floor is not necessarily flat, it's rough.
Yeah.
But maybe has a lot of dust and dirt that's filled in the gaps. Yeah, this looks like a natural tunnel. That might be air if this is a big cavern system. I didn't know there was anything like that around here.
Yeah, this is definitely something we need to know about. If this is a natural cave system, it's one we don't know about. Does it appear that the tunnels go down towards the river or the main one that we're in, this main cavern tunnel?
Yeah, when you kind of shine your light into there, it's not like the tunnel runs up to this wall. It actually goes to to the west and to the east.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Oh my God. Is it fairly regular? The same size going down, or is it all over the place?
yeah, it's close to, there are parts that are a little bit smaller, but like there's no spot where that you can see that it looks like you're going to have to like duck down or anything. Yeah.
But it looks a little more natural dug instead of
Yeah, it'd be
naturally
weird
occurring.
for a natural formation to be, this
so straight.
close to
Yeah,
uniform and straight. Yeah.
yeah, this is crazy.
Hmm.
Hey,
And no signs of tool marks, correct?
That is correct. There are no signs of tool marks.
we got to this is below us, so we have to kind of lower ourselves down into it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's fasten off that rope, and it's maybe 10 feet down to the floor.
Oh, probably a little bit less than that.
Okay.
Like if you get down into the tunnel, like the entrance that you opened up comes probably about at your chest, right about your chest. So,
Well, I'll be so bold as to climb through the hole and jump down to the floor, but we need to secure a rope so we can climb back out. Do I smell anything?
kind of. It smells a little, I don't know, musty.
Musty, moldy.
Yeah, moldy.
And there's definitely some moisture down here in the air.
Does it feel humid down there, or is it cool? Cool.
A little bit. I can sort of smell, kind of a dank smell. The tunnel, and the tunnel's going in two directions. Yeah,
That's correct. Yeah.
yeah. It goes quite a ways in both directions.
Yeah.
There could be buried treasure down here. Who knows?
Oh, and with that, Josh goes. Well, I'm going to join you there, Pete. So he kind of shimmies his way through, sits on the edge, and just hops the 3 or 4 feet down.
Norton Edwards, he's gonna take his jacket off and head on down as well. Roll up his sleeves, maybe do some work for a change. Get down.
Remember
there.
to secure
While
a rope so
everybody's-
we can climb back up.
Yeah. While everybody's piling in, Reg cuts off a length of the rope, secures it off, ties a couple knots in it for climbing, and kind of lowers it down in there. Just in case we have trouble getting out. Who knows? Maybe we all get covered in river water and slick and make it a little easier.
Oh, let's hope. Hope we don't get covered in river water. Ugh.
Frank,
Yeah.
what do you know about the area? Was there ever smuggling or pirates or?
I can give a think about some of that stuff. Keith, do I know?
Give me a history.
35. Yeah, that's regular.
There was smuggling in there in 1806 when Congress passed that, hey, you couldn't bring any more slaves in from Africa. Rhode Island was they would smuggle slaves through Rhode Island to get them down there. John Brown was actually tried for violating the slave trade laws and at the time. So
Yeah,
he
this
wasn't
is-
rescuing slaves. He
Yeah.
was.
no,
No.
This is not the Kansas John Brown.
not the Kansas John Brown at all. No.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there was some illegal activity going on in this area.
Yeah.
But I find it odd that, if there was smuggling through this tunnel, I mean, how come somebody hasn't found the other end? I mean,
Well,
it must
maybe
come
it's-
out somewhere.
Maybe it's sealed up. I mean, this might just be part of a tunnel that was used back then.
Is there
Might
any way
make
to
a nice
tell if,
tourist trap at some point.
Mhm.
is there any way to
Uh,
tell if it's been reused recently, if anyone's been through there recently? Because if
Yeah.
it is open at some end, I'm concerned that there are people who already know about this and they're using it for nefarious purposes to
Okay,
bring liquor into our city.
So what are you looking for to see if it's been used
Is there
recently?
like any dust on the ground that looks like it might have been disturbed, like footprints or
Gum
There's-
wrappers.
somebody dragging wheelbarrows or carts or something? Any way to
No.
see?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and I bet there's cobwebs too, probably.
Yeah, probably.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
Who knows what
Yeah.
we'll find?
It's like, but
I mean,
you think-
eventually we
think
will
could be
have
a
to seal it
tourist
off at the
Oh,
open
you
end.
think it could be a tourist attraction? I mean,
Well, it's going to depend a lot on if
Yeah.
it's sound, if it's not going to cave in, if it's dangerous.
you kind
or
of
if it
pats
goes
the
anywhere.
wall. He's like, oh, this is good solid rock. Look at that. Yeah, it's not going to collapse.
Look, I'm sure Mr. Tuckler at the Historical Society will help you in any way. I mean,
Oh,
it'd be
absolutely.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, if this turns out to be a historic site that was actually used for smuggling of any kind, then yes, we would definitely be interested in helping you preserve this fascinating spot. Yes.
Oh,
Keep an eye open for graffiti. These
Mm.
people, even back then, tended to write their names on stuff.
oh,
So-
yeah.
If this was used
Uh,
by
well-
slaves, then
Well, boys, which way should we go?
Well,
East
you
or
know-
west?
West goes toward the river, you know that.
Mhm.
And east obviously goes away from the river.
River seems like a good idea. I mean, it's a likely endpoint, if anything.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Yeah,
where it
we'll
opens
see.
up or where it breaks out to. Because obviously, we're gonna have to let the police know to monitor that area just in case.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Okay, so guys kind of travel along. It's wide enough that you can get like two abreast in here. So, but you know,
Do we
you'd
have
be
to stoop at all, or can we stand straight up?
no, you can stand straight, especially at a size 45. You can stand straight up, no problem at all.
Just watch your head. Bang
Mhm.
your head on the rock.
Yeah, and I'm doing what was suggested, looking for graffiti, looking for any kind of artifacts that might be lying around on the floor, that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Cigarette butts, anything
Mhm.
where somebody might
Yeah.
have
Yeah, anything that could indicate
used.
the last people that came through this tunnel.
Right. Okay. So about after you've traveled for probably a couple football fields, so about 300 yards, uh, you do see on the ground up ahead, looks like some skeletons.
Oh,
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 really old skeletons, dry bones.
They do, yeah, they are dry. They're there. You see six skulls kind of strewn about, and some of the other bones are none of them are completely intact. Like it looks like they've been kind of moved around and all. You do notice that three of them do have shackles on
oh,
their wrists.
oh,
Yeah, don't touch anything.
yeah,
yeah.
yes, we probably shouldn't disturb anything.
We're gonna have
Yeah,
to get the county coroner down here eventually.
Yeah, we're gonna have to notify the police, the coroner. It looks quite old though, doesn't it? The
it
shackles,
does.
are they new or are they rusted?
Yeah. Uh, you can give me a science biology or a medicine.
Ooh. Let's look it up.
Are those shackles rusted?
Yes, the shackles are rusted.
Okay. Try what do I have in
I don't
I
have
have
either of
what
those.
does the civil engineer have in biology? Let's take a look.
Got a
Medicine.
pretty good first aid. I don't know if that would be quite good enough.
Oh,
We can tell
medicine.
they're dead.
I have 1% in medicine and
They're beyond saving.
Okay.
I
All
have
right.
nothing in biology, so
Okay.
Yeah.
guess I have no
Or
clue.
another thing you could use, this is not by looking at the skeletons, but maybe checking out their clothes. You could use archaeology or history.
Oh,
Sarah might be able to help. Yeah.
Okay. I can roll history on that.
28 out of 60. So that is a hard.
Okay. All right. As a heart. So the ones that are not wearing the shackles, like there's some clothing left behind, and you estimate this is probably colonial era clothing.
Look at the buttons on this. This is definitely colonial. Do they look
Huh.
military, like they were used for a prison down here?
No, they're not military.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to take a picture of the buttons, shackles, that kind of thing. Just kind of get a good pictures of the area.
Yeah,
All
we don't
right.
want to disturb anything because we'll have to come back and bring more archaeologists.
Yeah, I don't think we need to run right to the police. This crime, if it is a crime, these people died a long time ago. So if we wanted to move forward, I have no objection.
Well, I mean, it's like opening the tomb of Tutankhamun. Has that happened yet? I think it did just
I
happen.
think it has.
What year is this, by the way?
1923.
1923. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
One last question about the chains. Are they the chains affixed to anything, or just on the skeletons, on the corpses, and the corpses are just sprawled out?
the second one, they're just on the corpses, but it doesn't look like they were like attached to the wall or anything like that. You get the impression kind of like the ones you would have around people's legs and arms, so they couldn't run quickly.
Should have brought a canary. Oversight on my part. If you stop to feel really lightheaded or anything like that. Just make sure to let people know. There could be gas down here.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, he goes, so I shouldn't smoke. You're saying? You see, he had a cigarette in his cigarette holder. Josh had to say, he's like, and then when you say that, he takes a cigarette bag out of his cigarette holder, puts it back in his pocket. And he's like, I guess I can wait.
All right.
Well, the
let's move
carbide
on.
lamp itself is a tiny, like, burning actual flame.
That's true. He can light it off of your lamp.
Yeah.
It's not
yeah.
likely that kind of methane
Yeah.
this close to the surface.
Oh, okay. Well, then he gets it back out and lights his cigarette. And he's like, ah.
I mean, it could be any number of things. Who knows? For all we know, this could have been sealed up. They had a fire in here and just burnt off the oxygen, just as likely as anything.
We don't smell rot or feces or anything, do we, as we're going?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so there's no sewage.
Yeah, I don't think the sewers are. That's where the water's going. Maybe the river.
I wonder if that guy there was a slave. He was chained up or a prisoner.
You know what those clothes? Would that be something a slave would wear? Or?
Well, the ones
clothes
with
are on the other guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't have clothes, I think, tells us pretty solidly.
Well,
Probably
yes, that
slave
makes
business.
sense. Wow. I
Well,
wonder what happened. I mean, the captives and the captors both dead. That's interesting. Oh,
something. I wish we had forensics, but we're just not experts. We'll have to get somebody in to look at that sort of stuff.
None of the bones look broken or anything, do they?
Oh, if you're going to look closer?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. When you get down and you look a little bit closer on in, some of the bones are broke. And you notice that some of them have actually been gnawed on.
Yeah, but 150 years?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
definitely rats.
Mr. Edwards, at least something's been getting down here in the past. So if animals can get in, so could people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm convinced if we're going the right way. I want to see where this opens up into the river, towards the river.
Yeah, so we'll go
Tally-ho.
All right.
We're on.
Another 200 feet you travel on, and who's in the lead?
I'll be in the lead.
Okay.
Yeah. And
you
then
notice
Reg's just behind.
It catches your eye because, the tunnel's been all this solid rock. Then just to your left, up ahead, you see on the left-hand side, it looks like brickwork.
Brickwork. I wonder, based on where Joseph's house is, can we estimate where we might be? Are we in the town, or are we?
That would require navigate.
Yeah,
rolls.
I've got to navigate. 61 out of 65, so normal success.
You're probably still underneath the town, but you're getting, maybe 200 yards from the river. So this would be, you're right near the end of where houses would be. However, with that, you've also been somewhat descending. So you're maybe about 300 feet deeper than when you started.
Oh my.
Wow. Oh. So this could be another home or another house, another bricked up.
But this
it's a house that itself's been buried.
Can I tell from the brickwork,
hill, right? That's going down
age, condition?
We'll just say age. Looks kind of like the same bricks that were the wall at Joseph's house.
Colonial.
or Josh's house.
Yeah.
And condition, looking at it, it looks like it was put up quickly. Like, whereas most bricks, it's the straight lines and all this looks like it was constructed in haste.
A little more primitive. And it's flat. Fairly
Yep.
flat. But the tunnel continues on.
Yep.
Then we probably shouldn't go knocking some of those bricks to see what's on their side of it right now. Just it could be a home, it could be anything on there. It could be part of the city infrastructure.
Could be the river.
Could be that. We could just be letting it in, or a creek or something, or a stream, or So when you say when we're 300 feet lower, are we like on a slope going down because it's a hill? Providence, a lot of hills, right? And we're going down. Okay, so that could be somebody's basement with the amount of distance we travel because we're going down a hill. The street above street level would be going down.
Be a very deep basement.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a really deep basement. It'd probably be several stories underground.
It's probably some kind of underground storage thing they built.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe it's holding back the river.
It's roughly the same age too as the house, at least the brickwork. So colonial. Then again, maybe for all we know, people have moved earth around up above and buried some structure that used to be closer to the surface. Mysteries. Ooh. Maybe Al Capone's secret cache is here.
Yeah. It's safe.
Well, shall we go on? How long have we been down here now? A couple of hours?
Yeah, probably a couple of hours. If
anybody's hungry, I brought some pasties for lunch.
Excellent.
Oh. I do like your English cooking. It's always delicious.
Should we have a break?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take a break here by the brick wall and.
Sure.
Yeah, we've been going for it.
So far, no artifacts, no bottle caps or broken glass.
This wall that we found, any graffiti on the wall?
There is not.
Well, if there's one thing I can say from a lifetime of experience in the mines, people didn't stay down here very often. Otherwise, there'd be a lot more dick jokes on the walls.
Oh, yes.
A lot of old-fashioned ladies' names for a good time called Adelaide Bueller or something.
Yeah.
And her number would be 35.
Yeah. Josh takes one of your pasties that you brought there, Reg, and he kind of sits down, leans up against the wall, eats it, and then he lights up a cigarette and starts smoking again. He's like,
I'll smoke my pipe.
Yeah. Like, this is fascinating, though. He's like it's like, I don't know. I mean, I think that you guys are right. Those probably were slaves and their captors. So, people were maybe using these tunnels.
Well, considering how regular they are, people must have been using them.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anyone's used them in years. The first one's down here, at least a century, maybe. No, almost a century.
I mean,
Century.
It's humbling to think that maybe, generations went by, they didn't know it was here under your feet, and now we're here.
Life I mean, I've heard stories in other cities like Boston and New York that there were extensive underground tunnels used for transporting goods and things like that.
Hmm.
If they still exist and are still used for something, it's probably, as you say, rum running and illegal speakeasies.
Hmm.
But quite honestly, I'm all in favor of the illegal speakeasies. It's a stupid law.
Well, I tend to agree, but it is the law, and it must obey. So,
How
Uh,
well is the pipe and or cigarette burning? Does it have a funny glow because the air is thin and it's not getting as much air? I'm
Yeah.
just kind of so
Yeah,
there may be less.
Yeah, having to kind of
less.
pull on it a little bit harder.
Hmm.
Josh, he's kind of once he finishes eating, he finishes the cigarette, kind of stamps it out. He starts looking at the brick wall again, and kind of like he's gets out like starts scraping at the mortar a little bit and all. He's like
Here,
going,
use this. I'll hand him my
oh,
archaeologist pick.
thanks.
Just be careful. Just
Oh, of course, of course, of course.
if you see
If
any
you s-
water suddenly come out, yeah, stop.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking, Professor.
Oh, he works for a bit, and then he gets a stone kind of loose, or a brick loose, and kind of he's like, "Well, should I pull it out?"
Well, if there was water pressure behind it, it would have pushed it out. So
yeah.
take.
So he removes it out of the way, and he looks through there. He's like going,
I'll hand him
"Well,
my flashlight.
yeah." He's like going, "Hmm." It's like that almost looks like metal.
Metal.
But
Well, hold up. If metal, maybe it's one of the pipes going under the ground, one of the lead pipes that the water runs through. Before you hit anything else, any more picking, let's be careful. We don't want to open up a water line or a sewer main or something.
oh, definitely wouldn't want a sewer main. Oh, awful.
We go.
Or you can-
Norton's gonna go over and take a look and see if it looks like some metal that might be part of the city water works or.
Okay. When you look at it, it is definitely not, there's no curve or anything. Now, he hasn't removed much, but, most pipes are a continuous curve. It looks flat.
It's flat.
And,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's more like a door or a plate or like a metal plate or a door. Yeah, I don't think it's a pipe.
a bunker of some sort. People
idea.
build underground bunkers. A bank. Could it be the bank? A bank vault?
There's no bank near the river that I know.
Well, not
No, it
anymore.
can't be a
But what if there
bank.
was?
Oh, an old one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get some more of these bricks out of the way then. He starts kind of working on it a little bit more.
No, not that one. You got to do it like this because you don't want to bring the whole brick wall down.
Oh yeah, that's why I ask you guys here because you're the experts on it. Thank you.
I'll help him by
Yeah.
getting the right bricks.
Oh, give me a Constitution roll there, Pete.
I got a 16 out of 50, so
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
fine. Yeah, good.
Yeah. You're able to kind of work away without getting winded really bad because the air is a little bit thinner down here. But when you get it removed, it is just a smooth metal plate or wall or.
Are there plates or is it just a solid piece of metal?
It looks like a solid piece of metal.
Huh. Nothing written on it or engraved and printed on it.
I'm not sure how this is possible. I mean, I would expect rivets, or I don't know if we have rivets yet, but I'd expect something used to. How do you make a sheet this big out of metal?
Why would you put a brick wall in front of it?
To hide it?
Josh kind of knocks on it, and it just sounds like if you hit a piece of solid metal with your knuckles, kind of that it doesn't like ring out like hollow or anything.
Maybe we make our way down to the river, find the way out, because there's got to be one, and then backtrack overland, try to find this exact spot.
Yeah.
See what's there. Maybe
somebody,
access
a surveyor.
Tunnel. Deputy, I don't know if this isn't on any of your maps, is it?
Not that I can think of. I'd have to see what's above it to kind of figure out what's below as well. But this doesn't look like anything I've ever seen.
Well, let's pack up our little snacks and get going then. Gotta find our way to the river, find that upside, swing back around. Who knows? Maybe some old access tunnel or something. I don't know.
We've been down here for a while. We should set limits. Do you want to go forward more for maybe half an hour, but then we go back? Or do you want to go back now?
I think we can probably push on for a while. The river's not that far.
It could, we can't be that far from the river. We can feel the cool.
Yeah, but if it's blocked off, we're gonna have to go all the way back.
True enough.
We could get more equipment and come down here.
Yeah, but I mean, at least it's a smooth walk, I imagine, most of the way. I mean, if it keeps up like we've seen.
It took us a while because we were looking for anything that we could find, and we won't be looking on the way back.
No.
Yeah, Frankie boy's quite disappointed. Not a single dick joke in sight.
That's the Historical Society, always looking for ancient jokes.
To be honest, we would probably sanitize something like that, before we put that tour. I mean, children, you have
don't
to think
need to
of
bring
children.
Providence elementary students down here.
No.
Roman churches are full of them.
As you can see, the ancient people
rafters.
Quite fond of eggplants.
All right. Well, let's go forward. We'll say 45 more minutes, and then we'll turn around and come back. Okay. See what we can find. We can always come back.
Sounds like a great idea, Doc.
In the morning.
Okay. All right. You go ahead a bit further, and you see up ahead. It looks like the end of the tunnel is collapsed. Oh yeah. Kind of pinched down, and you do see like the rocks and the collapse at the end of the tunnel. They are much more moist than what you've been encountering before.
We're getting very close to the river's edge, and
steep as we've gone, we might be under the river.
Mr. Drummond, with your experience, do you think we're safe down here? Do you think this is sturdy above us? Should we be here?
As long as we don't go back. As long as we don't move things around too much, I imagine. With my previous navigation roll enough to give me a good sense of where we are right now, or should I roll it down?
No, yeah. You imagine that you're probably if you came straight up, you would probably be almost right on the river bank.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're hitting the water table near the river, and if we were to dig this out anyways, at this point we would just find more water. So fortunately, it looks like it's the end of the road here.
Looking at the collapsed area, does it look like it collapsed a long time ago?
Yeah, some of the rocks have got moss and stuff growing on it. Or
I
the
think the
slimy.
fact that this tunnel has been here for probably 100, 200 years and it hasn't collapsed means that it's pretty stable. Except for over there. But that collapsed a long time ago too.
Mhm.
And it hasn't further collapsed. Yeah. But I don't think we're getting any farther than this. At least not today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see this from either above or outside.
Yeah,
at
find
some
out what's
point,
above.
what we need to do. Well,
Yeah.
if no one can get in or out, if the rum runners aren't going to be using it anytime soon. So
Has the tunnel twisted or turned at all as we went?
A little.
A little bit.
Yeah.
As we walk back, I'm going to pull out my pad of paper and I'm going to just try to give a rough, if we turn a little, I'll try to figure out. It's not going to be that accurate, but it'll be at least a starting point.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
That's no issue at all. Yeah.
Measure my pace so that I can get kind of a guesstimate.
Which picks up a little piece of the collapsed rubble. Memento.
Oh, well, I like that. He's like going, well, he's like going, I mean, I think we could say that this is almost for sure one of those tunnels that have been rumored to be here. He's like, this is endlessly interesting. Keep walking back, and as you suggested, it doesn't take you as long to get back to where you entered the tunnel because you're not carefully walking, checking everything out at all.
So our landmarks are the collapse, the wall, the dead slaves, and then back to the tunnel.
Yep.
To the way out.
Okay.
All right.
that was west.
Somebody give me a boost up and I'll go.
Yeah.
And then I'll help pull.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are able to climb out without any issue at all. You're maybe some dirt and stuff on your clothes, but
Well, Reggie, the dick joke is that we're all probably hard as a rock because of the excitement of what we just found.
Gotta be honest. Better than I expected.
yeah.
I'm going to contact as soon as I get back to my place, I'm going to contact one of the professors that does surveying and maybe one of the medical people to come and examine the dead bodies.
Yeah, I think we should get some more people in here, people who can just shore things up in case they fall or possibly dig things out. Small return. Of course, we've still got the eastern end to explore further.
That's true. Yeah, we can do that in the morning. Maybe should we hold off on telling anybody about this, our secret passage?
Oh, I think so. I think so until we know. I mean, what
more.
if we go that way and there's gold? I mean,
I hate to say it, Josh, but if there is gold and treasure, it really kind of belongs to the city, the state.
Yeah. I mean,
belongs in a museum.
But if some gold finds its way into your pocket, I saw it. I didn't see it.
Everybody takes a little something from the exhibition. That Alan Carter fellow, I'm sure, took a memento or two.
You're
I think we should probably.
Scrupulous.
Mm-hmm.
We should all meet up at the illegal alcohol.
Well, as a representative of the city, we've examined the bones. We know that whether that was foul play or not, well, it was foul play, with slavery, but it happened so long ago. I don't think we need to immediately report it to Providence PD.
I just think because we found bodies, it's not going to be a solvable crime or anything. It's just
Should probably
hazardous.
confirm the whole place is safe before we bring anyone down, anyways.
That would be a good idea as well.
But let's see if maybe we can figure out where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we
Okay.
still got daylight, I'm up for it.
Yeah, do a little above ground exploring. See if we can find
Try to walk
this.
we can just try to walk in the same direction that we.
Hmm.
There's houses and buildings
Yeah.
and stuff in the way, so
We got a
Exactly.
pickaxe. We'll get right through.
That'll take us even longer.
You could have just walked around.
All right. You guys come up, and who wants to take the lead on above ground? Kind of is going to be navigate. So
Reginald definitely has it, navigation skills, so
Okay,
probably him.
Don't think I have navigation skills, but I did pull some maps and what are they? Where the pipes would be underground, but also the street maps. Could maybe give him a bonus die on that?
City
Get a little
surveys.
help from my
sure,
I'm giving him my drawing so he can sort of see which direction.
yeah. You can roll with a bonus die then. Yeah.
Okay. And with a bonus die, that is a hard success.
Okay. Yep. It takes you a bit because, as Pete mentioned, you can't just walk straight because there are houses and buildings that you've got to kind of walk around. When you get to where you believe that metal wall was, you've actually kind of left the neighborhood and you're at this very large hill. Providence has lots of hills from what I understand. And so it's kind of a large hill. There's not really any buildings here.
Is it wooded, like a wooded hill? Like with trees?
There are some trees, yep.
Huh.
So something that was put here a long time ago.
Would I know anything specific about this hill, like its history?
You give me a history roll.
92 is not going to do it.
Yeah, you do not know anything.
I'll have to go check the city records and stuff. I mean the historical. Maybe somebody had a cabin here or a
I'm thinking
those buildings.
Yeah.
Those buildings all fell down a long time ago, maybe.
Mr. Tuckwiller, not this hill specifically, but in general, was there any early mining in this place? I don't know, bringing up lignite coal or copper or anything?
I don't think Providence or Rhode Island was known for its mining.
Yeah,
I don't think they
fur
did any
trade,
mining.
maybe, but
Yeah.
well, it wasn't.
Whaling.
Whaling, yeah.
It wasn't Native American, I'll tell you that. That kind of metalwork didn't exist over here.
If that's the case, then you've got a right mystery on your hands.
I mean, it is. I didn't think of this, but it is possible that whoever built that structure down there did it using the tunnel. They could have dug out an area and bricked it up from that tunnel. So there might not be anything going to the surface. Kind of strange thing to do.
Cave or something, or a box, maybe.
No.
I'm gonna walk around a little on this hill.
Okay.
And see if I find any evidence of like an old homestead or something here, a brick, a piece of wood that looks like it was hewn, a nail, a square nail, or anything.
Okay. Give me a spot hidden.
I got a 46 out of 60. So yeah, just regular.
Looking around, you're pretty sure that no.
I don't see any evidence of anything being built here in the past. some of these trees are old growths, so
Yeah.
I don't know where they would have put a structure.
Hmm.
Maybe they built it underground from that
Here,
tunnel.
that's sounding like a pretty plausible theory there. Hmm.
As well.
Which, Josh, means that they might have kept something safe there. There's got to be a door.
Oh, you're right. He
We
smokes
we
a little
just
bit more. It's like,
we just bumped into the side of the structure. There's probably an access door somewhere.
There's gotta be. Yeah, maybe east. Oh,
Josh,
like,
you don't go down there by yourself. You wait for us.
oh, of course,
Because
of course. It's our find. It's our find.
If you get hurt, well, I'm not so concerned with that, but if you get hurt down there by yourself, nobody's going to find you.
Yeah, because end up being just another skeleton down there. It would really confuse people. They'd have colonial buttons and then modern buttons.
And don't worry, you're going to get the credit
happen.
you're going to get the credit for finding it.
Well, what time shall we meet tomorrow?
8 a.m.
Right and early?
9 a.m.
Yeah, let's go early. Get up early and go. I have a feeling eventually we are going to have to bring people down there, especially if we want to excavate more where that steel wall is or that metal wall is.
Mhm.
But I think we should check the east out first, see what's going on up there before we bring
Let's see if
anyone
we
else
can
in.
bring some. Let's see if we can bring some timbers. At least some basic ones to prop stuff up just in case we don't have it's turning into a mining operation. Drummond, you know all about that.
That'd be quite a task if we were to do that. We'd have to dig up half of his house to make room to get things in and out.
That's true.
No, we don't want to do that.
Well, let's do some research and see what we can find out. See if we find any structures or any old stories. Maybe there's got to be stuff there at the historical society, maybe the library.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
somebody would have had to have paid for that, right?
Yeah, you think. I mean, you couldn't get that down there yourself.
When was it though? That's the real question.
Yeah. A quick look at Colonial. That's some serious work for colonial times. That metal, was the metal rusted? Did it seem smooth?
No, it was smooth, not rusted.
Last time I saw metal like that was on the side of an ocean liner.
I think it was worked.
Josh, you don't have any family, grandfather or anything that worked on steamships, do you?
Oh, no. We might have invested in a company that worked on steamships, but not did the work.
I didn't see any welding on it at all.
It was just smooth. I've seen
Mr. Tuckwiller, they never had a steamship construction operation here in town, did they?
No, nothing that size. No.
No.
Mm.
Well, I guess we'll find out in the morning.
All right, so we'll meet back at Josh's place at 8 a.m.
Sounds
Thanks.
delightful. You want beef or pork pasties tomorrow?
Oh, pork. Excellent.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All
We can
right.
bring more things too, some bread and honey and candles.
All right. Well,
More like
I look forward to seeing you at 8 o'clock, right?
8
8
a.m.
o'clock.
8 a.m. We'll be
All
here.
right.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. The walk back to Josh's place is, without any issue, and he gets there and he goes, Well, I will see you in the morning. I look forward to some of those pasties.
Happy to provide.
And as we walk away, uh, do we drive or do we? I
Well,
imagine we
Reg
might.
said he only lived a few houses down, so he
Well,
probably just walked.
yeah,
No.
Providence is not very big. You can walk pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
As we're walking away, I say, I think he's going to probably go down there and start snooping around. I mean, it's his place, but it's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, I hope he just young man has the sense enough not to do that on his own and wait till
I
the
could see
morning.
little gold coins in his eyes. He thinks there's gonna be
They were like
treasure.
those new cartoons they do with the dollar sign every time.
I'll tell you what's going to be extremely funny is if he finds piles and piles and piles of Confederate money, because it's worthless.
All right.
Well, it's worth something, just not.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
if he wants to go down there, I don't. Short of me staying the night down in the tunnel to keep him out, I can't imagine anything else is gonna keep him out of there.
he's a big boy. He can make his own decisions. But we
Yeah,
gave him
true.
we gave him our recommendations.
Yeah.
And I left most of my tools back in the basement, so
No.
he's got the torch in there if he needs it.
I do think I don't think we need the surveyor now because I think we know exactly where that hill is. But I think maybe we can like whisper in the ear of one of the medical guys, maybe one of the medical students, and at least have him come down. He could probably tell us the sex and the racial characteristics of the skeletons. I mean, we assume it's a slave, but it could have been
That makes the most
prisoner.
sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
We invite. Okay, sounds good. Should we invite your friend tomorrow at 8 a.m. when we come with us? Do you think Josh would be upset?
Well, maybe give it another day or two before
Yeah.
we make any decisions. We would like to kind of, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited to find out what's going on, right?
Oh yes, and yeah, we really should evaluate that eastern tunnel first before we bring others into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still plenty of risk. Whatever brought up the moisture in the tunnel made him find it in the first place. Maybe there is something that's a little less than safe.
Maybe.
Hey.
Heath, I just
Alright.
thought of something
Yep.
out of
Okay.
Providence. I'm not really familiar with it, but I know there's a river that goes into the ocean, right?
Yeah.
That's on the ocean. Does that have like kind of like the Thames or something where it kind of what do they call that? Like the
tide's
Like
going
retaining
off.
has a tide, like high tide,
Wow.
low tide kind of thing.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just had this curious idea. I wonder if the water comes into the tunnel sometimes from the river when it's high tide and then flows back out.
Is Providence right on the ocean?
I mean, it's in Rhode Island. It's not a very big state to start off with. So. Yeah.
It seems like it's on like a bay or something, like a
Yeah.
bay or a harbor that eventually goes out in the ocean. So there's
It
some
makes sense
connection,
that it is because that's kind of where you build cities, is where you can.
Providence is okay. So Providence is way at the end, but there is a number of large bays going out to the ocean.
Yeah.
So the answer would be it depends on how far up the river you go. Because if the bay itself is going to affect the tides, because the ocean's affecting the tides, so part of the river would be affected.
Okay.
Yeah.
a little.
Cool.
Cool. I'll probably head to the library before I go home
Mm-hmm.
and just see if I can find anything, old records of things that were going on here. It's probably ponderous. There's probably lots of historical nonsense.
Right. So, you're looking just for in general in Providence, or you're maybe trying to narrow it down to.
I'm trying to thumb through something that might show examples of brickwork or something so that I can get a better date.
Mm-hmm.
Metal work. It's a wild shot, but I'm just
Okay.
if I might run across something accidentally.
All right. Give me a library use.
I got a 15,
Hmm.
which is hard.
A hard. Okay. You don't find anything on metal work, besides what you would mundane stuff, but nothing that would have indicated that. On the bricks, if you're looking for that specifically, we'll say that style of brick, you can trace back. It was popular in the early 1800s.
Okay. Oh, the metalwork though is crazy
Yeah.
because I can't identify where they would have even got sheet metal that size. So, and then I'll just go home and eat dinner and go to bed.
All right. What else? Just going back to have some dinner and get some rest for tomorrow.
That sounds like a good plan.
Re-
I'm stumped on this, so I'd like to kind of try to do a focused search on specifically on the slave trade
Okay.
in Providence
Mm-hmm.
and to see if I could find any connection between Josh's family and the slave trade.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
and and then if I come across anything that's like references to well, that might be too vague, but maybe anything to like the movement of slaves, like how did
Mm-hmm.
they get them through Providence?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Give me a roll. Library.
Um, so 36. Is it worth spending 6 points of luck to make it a hard?
No, not. You don't need to make it a
Okay,
hard. Okay.
so just
Okay. So, the Wincott family, their fortune was made in the slave trade and everything. That house that Josh lives in, it was built in 1796. And, when the Congress outlawed slave trading, you see that they made even more money because moving stuff illegally, you can get even more money that way. But in 1811, Elijah Wincott, who was the person that kind of established the fortune, he quickly moved out to the countryside. He didn't ever give a reason, and he died a few years later.
interesting.
Mhm. So, yeah.
Can Norton is sort of like as he's drifting off to sleep, and you know how your mind kind of wanders before you go to sleep. He's noodling the idea of these bricks from 1800 blocking blocking off a piece of metal that looks like it's something more modern, maybe not even modern today. With my background in civil engineering and physics, could I make a roll to see if that's completely illogical to basically that metal existing at that time when those bricks were made. Can I make a
You,
roll to see if that's even possible?
you don't even need to make a roll for that. It makes no sense,
Okay.
right? How could they, how could they get a piece of metal that large down there?
Hmm.
And then, like you said, it seems newer than the bricks.
Mm.
You know, so, yeah.
And if it was down there before the bricks, then it's pre-riveting.
Mhm.
There would be
Yeah.
welding, and we didn't see any welding.
No.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah. And Reg, were you going to do anything besides make some tasty pasties?
Yeah, prep those for tomorrow. Maybe write a short letter to my young adult son back in the UK, and then spend the rest of the evening before bed just kind of sitting down in my own personal hobby tunnel that I have beneath my house. Uh, um, and just having a relaxing evening.
Okay. All right. Uh, that is no problem. All right. So the next day, dawn comes up. You guys get up, have a little breakfast, and I assume you go over to Josh's at the designated time.
Yeah, we'll bring a few more things with us. Extra batteries, uh, some things that we can collect stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Like some satchels and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Knock on Josh's door.
Okay. There is no answer.
God damn it. Josh. Nothing.
Any lights on?
There is not.
Well, this is the safest city on the planet. I'll just try to open his door.
Okay. Yep. It opens.
Curiosity probably got the better of him.
Josh.
He's probably already down there.
Yeah. Well, we're not robbers, so he's not going to call the cops on us for coming into his house. We're friends. We'll come inside, close the door, and head to the basement. Well,
Okay.
check and make sure he's not in the house.
Yeah. He is not.
Yeah. All right. And does he have a vehicle? His vehicle's there?
Yes, it is.
Right. I knew he was going to do this. Hopefully he's not hurt.
Got it.
Yeah. Down
All
we
right.
go.
Yep.
Oh.
You come down to the basement. You see assume you guys left the rope tied. It's still there through the wall and everything. So.
As soon as you boys mentioned gold, there was no way he wasn't going to go back down there again.
We don't know which way he went. Can I, it's a tunnel. So
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. Called down both ways. Okay. Oh dear.
Well, what should we do? Should we split up? We know where that way goes.
Yeah.
I don't think that he would have gotten into any trouble going in that same direction.
Yeah, he's seen it.
He might have gone in the opposite direction.
I think the odds are he did go to the east this time. Just curiosity.
Do we see any footprints going towards the east?
Give me a spot hidden or a track. I'll let it be your choice.
69.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not my track. Oh no, I don't see anything either way. I don't know which way he went. Josh, I'll yell again.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're hurt, bang on something. Nothing.
Okay. Nothing.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
I hope he didn't get hurt. Why don't we go let's go down. Let's see what's down this Easter passage and just see if he's down there for a bit. See if we find him. If not, we'll go the other way.
I agree. Let's make haste.
Well, I suppose it's possible he went into town to get something and just,
His car was there.
well, he could have walked. But,
Just in case, we'll leave a note.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. Yep, you leave a note. Then you guys climb back down into the
Yeah.
tunnel. And you said you're wanting to go east.
Yes.
Okay.
The opposite of what we did yesterday.
That would be definitely east. All right. Headed east, it goes for about 50 feet, and then it opens up into this chamber, that's this one looks like this was actually formed by water, a long time ago. And looking around, you see there's another skeleton in here, leaned up against the wall.
Oh, we got another bone guy. Dick joke.
Is it wearing any clothing?
Yep, it's wearing it looks like colonial clothing, and you notice that like the top of its skull's kind of blown open.
Mashed. Oh, blown open.
Oh,
Musket
oh
ball.
dear.
Is there a musket on the ground?
There's like a little flintlock or a pistol.
I think this person might have done himself in.
I've seen a few of those.
Oh dear.
Ugly business. Hmm.
Oh dear.
That's disturbing.
Well, if his only way out was the river, and the river is what we saw, a collapse. Maybe he was down here a while and decided to prematurely end it.
You're right.
So,
Yeah, that's certainly possible. Because if he's trapped, if there is no way out, or the way out was collapsed, then suicide might have been the way.
somebody must have known about all this because they sealed it off from Josh's house. Whoever they sealed that off, and as if to make it go away. So they must have known something was going on down here. They must have known about these bodies. They sealed it off.
Oh,
A
maybe
write-off.
maybe
the
the
little business
house
venture.
maybe the house was built above the tunnels, and that the tunnels over the course of the last couple of 100 years just wore away up to the brickwork. Then the brickwork got moist because of the air, and then it rotted I don't know. Maybe they didn't know this was here from that house. It didn't really look like it was a purposefully bricked up doorway, did it? It looked just like the wall.
The one in the house, yeah, it looked just like the wall.
Yeah. Well, we got another body. This is getting really interesting. Any
Is there any water in here
identification?
currently?
No,
Was that no to both of us?
no, that was no to Reg. I missed what you asked me.
I said, is there any identification on the dead soldier?
If you go
Like a
through like
metal
no.
nameplate or I don't know what colonial soldiers would have had as identification. If it was
Yeah.
paper, it would have rotted a long time ago.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I was thinking. This paper was probably gone.
All right. Well,
Mhm.
shall we continue?
We have to find Josh. So yeah.
Yeah.
Head back west.
Oh, is this the end? We can't
Yep.
go any farther than this
Yep.
room?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He must
All
have
right,
gone the
let's
other
check the
direction.
west again and see if he went down that way. Hope he didn't get hurt.
Yep.
All right. So you travel along and give me a spot hidden.
No.
No.
Not a
Hello.
chance.
Go to the rock.
Oh, that was a regular success. There you
All
go.
right. So where are you at in the kind of order there, Norton? You in the front, the back,
I think I'm more in the middle. I
middle?
think
Okay. All right. So as you're kind of walking along, you see on the floor, you know, it's just a little bit past where the skeletons were. You see this meerschaum cigarette holder.
oh, that's Josh's. I think I found his cigarette holder.
Oh,
Oh my.
Which
He
he
must have
loved.
dropped it. So he's been
Oh.
back here because he had it when we left. So he must have dropped it. Here. Let's keep looking for him. Josh!
Oh, no response.
Here.
we did grab the cigarette.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
He loves this thing.
Oh.
Must have dropped
Right.
it. Was there a burnt cigarette?
Yeah, it looks like you know, it wasn't in the end of it, but just a little bit away. So, you know,
It
like it
Fell
fell.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, he wouldn't just leave this like this.
just drop it. Yeah. And Josh, we yell a few times.
Mhm. No response.
He's gonna have to keep going. Probably kind of pick up the pace going down towards where we were again.
Heading towards
Alright.
the metal.
The
Okay.
creepy wall.
All right. So you keep walking, and when you get into where that metal wall is, you to the left, you now see that it's no longer there, and there's an opening.
What?
It's gone, the metal?
Uh, well, when you're approaching it, there's definitely you don't see it there, but now there's just a large opening in that where it was.
So did he make the opening bigger in the bricks?
You gonna look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you
Turn up the
look,
lamp.
yeah, when you turn up the lamp and all, you notice that the metal has actually slid into the wall. You know how like sliding doors in Monticello, how Thomas Jefferson had those doors that
Ooh.
would slide into the wall. So it's like that.
What the devil?
on earth? And beyond that, it's just dark.
Yep, it is dark. I mean, with Reg shining his lamp down in there, you can see that it descends. Now, this is actually looks like actual more stone. It's not as large as the tunnel you guys were in, but it is still like a stone, you know, tunnel, not just like a dugout tunnel.
Is it a round tunnel or is it a rectangular tunnel?
More rectangular.
Make it fit work.
This is definitely not natural. What in the hell?
Gosh, you cheeky fucker. Wonder how long he was working at this.
How thick is the door? The metal door.
It's probably about 6 inches. Oh, you know,
This would have weighed 1,000 tons. How did he move?
How to get it open? But Josh, I yell into that new tunnel. Like I'm yelling in, Josh.
give me a listen.
That is
55, 36, so that's basic.
that's a regular success.
Okay. After you yell, you kind of hear it very, very faintly, but coming from there, this.
Oh, he's been hurt.
Well, we're gonna have to go. Oh, we got to go down this way. He's definitely down there. There's some kind of sound. Sounds like a choking almost.
Is it
I hope
slanting
he's all right.
downwards?
Yep.
All right, let's go carefully.
All right. Is it like a rapid slope? Like a
No.
slide? Okay.
Yeah, it's no more than a 5 to 6% grade.
Okay.
So. All right.
And it's at a tangent. It's going in a different direction.
Yeah, it's almost perpendicular. So the tunnel that you were in originally was running east-west. This is running, you would imagine, probably south.
Okay.
What were you going to ask, Reg?
With the doors being slid open, is there anything like where I can you know, cram a pry bar into it to kind of like hold the doors in place?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd rather not get stuck in here, so give me a second. If you want to go on ahead, I just want to make sure these doors don't close on us. Like you said, Dark, it's these things have to weigh 100 tons.
Yeah.
All right.
Norton is about to say something about, well, it's that piece of wood or something's going to hold that, but he's more concerned now about Josh. So he just kind of like, and it kind of heads forward.
Right.
Just watch your footing.
Right. So you guys kind of work your way in. It descends and then it flattens out. And on the wall to your left, you see lots and lots of carvings in the stone.
Oh my God.
What is that? Are those
Dinosaurs?
That's no dick joke I've ever seen.
This is a serpent. Almost looks
What?
Hindu.
Serpents, and it's like worshipping some kind of serpent thing, and there's some lizard. Are those dinosaurs?
Lizard.
Are they people?
I don't know. It's almost got like an Egyptian or an Indian, animal deities of some sort.
Yeah.
They look like they have halos.
They're carved into the stone.
Yep.
Oh my.
And the size of the door is huge. This isn't possible. This is impossible. And the stone, it's stone, correct?
Yep, it's stone, and it's just in the wall to the left, like so.
It's. This is pulp fiction. Ancient. I have to take a sanity hit.
Okay, all right, give me a sanity roll. Yeah.
55. I failed.
No. It is 1d3. Okay.
3.
Oh,
I'm
that hit you.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I have aphasia. I can't even find words to describe what we're seeing.
All right. Now, while Pete's kind of stunned there, who has the lowest luck?
I have 55.
65.
My luck is, where'd it go? My luck is, I can't find my luck. Why can't I find my luck?
Did you roll for luck?
Yeah, it's what?
My luck is, there it is. My luck is 40. So I think that's the lowest. I found it. Yeah, 40.
Probably.
Okay, so I'll roll that.
Nope. I just didn't want to know who had the
Oh,
lowest luck.
okay.
All right. So you're the one that's unlucky.
Very unlucky.
All right. Let's see how my roll comes out. Okay. All right. Cool. Good. Okay. So you're kind of standing there, looking at that massive thing, and yeah.
And nothing about it looks like any ancient civilization thing that I've ever seen.
No, and like you said, there's like dinosaurs on it, and
I mean, the dinosaur illustrations would seem to indicate that it's modern, but I mean, I move forward to examine the rock that it's carved in. Is it oxidized? Is it ancient? Or is it modern?
It is very, very old. Ancient.
It's like a movie set, except that I bet my career on the fact that this is not new. This is
It's not some colonial era prank like they used to do, like with the giants in the earth that they'd fake and all that. You don't think it's that?
They wouldn't have known what dinosaurs were.
Yeah. Like George Washington didn't know dinosaurs existed.
They would have done dragons or and I point to the thing in the middle. I'm like, I've seen that sort of symbol before, but it's Hindu. It's the many-headed snake god.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing like this in the Historic Society's records. This is we've never seen this before. This is unbelievable. And I'm just taking pictures because why not?
Could the American Indians have done this? The Native Americans? I'm overwhelmed.
I mean, if this is that old, it had to have been, right? And maybe they got lucky, Lots of places have dragons, right? And T-Rex could be a dragon just as much as anything else.
True. Norton, what type of footwear are you wearing?
I'm probably wearing street shoes, like a typical street shoe, leather soled. I don't think he would have wore like the hip waders that he would in the sewer if he had to go down.
Yeah. Would you say they have laces?
Yes, I would. They would have laces. They wouldn't be loafers.
Your right one doesn't have laces anymore.
My shoes. Something's weird with. Oh God, where's my lace? My shoelace has just disappeared. It's not untied. It's just not there. This is insanity.
Did you trip over anything? Snag it on something?
I don't think so. I mean, I was stunned by this thing. I'm worried about Josh, and I think I would have noticed if something pulled my shoelaces out of all the eye holes. I mean,
yeah.
It's just gone. It felt like it was untied, but it's just gone. What if it's...
I'm gonna
take my shoe off and just take a look at it.
I'm looking around for any signs of Josh.
Okay. You can give me a spot hidden.
90. I'm too flabbergasted. I've
Every
probably got my fingers and I'm running them along the carved lines and
exactly. Yeah.
Was there any text of any kind on the
not
wall?
That you could read.
Okay.
Well,
anything that looked like text, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks like hieroglyphics for lack of a better word.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
I'm gonna run my finger around one of the eye holes that is now empty, and maybe around the shoe. Just This probably a dumb idea if it's acid or something that got on there or some kind of chemical, and just see if I notice anything.
Okay. When you look at it kind of closely, you think that like on the tongue, it looks like maybe like something nicked the tongue, like something cut your lace.
Huh. Like a little, like something cut it, like with a knife. So I'm
Mhm.
looking around to see if there's any sharp things on the ground, some rocks or anything.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe there's
sharp
rocks on the
metal.
ground and stuff, but yeah,
Does it does it look like it was cut like jaggedly or like with a knife or something? Like,
it would have had to been something really sharp to
oh my
cut it
God.
without you noticing it at all.
Yeah. Oh dear. There's probably stuff on the ground. I need to pay more attention where I'm walking. I'm worried about Josh, but obviously we don't know this area, so we should all be a little more cautious.
Frank, are you taking pictures?
Yes. Yeah, I'm taking pictures of all this stuff. This is great.
Friends, have we discovered an ancient civilization?
Well, that's an interesting point because none of this really matches anything of native Indian
No.
peoples. Like this is way out of sorts. Um,
In fact, I
I
can't even think of any of the Native Americans in the area that did rock carving. At least
This
not like this.
it's
yeah.
got to be some kind of hoax that they came up with back then, just to hoax. They were always trying to prove things, like prove that Bible stories were literally true and things like that. They're like giants in the earth and things like that. So it's got to be a hoax. This cannot
This
be
is a
real.
this is a little excessive for a hoax, though, don't you think?
It's not like they had anything better to do back then. I mean, like they
I've
didn't
read
have
about your Ben
radio like
Franklin,
we did.
cheeky fucker.
But if it was a hoax, if it was some elaborate hoax, what happened? Why didn't anybody find the hoax? You don't make a hoax and then go away and leave it. This would have cost, this would have been workmen working for months carving out this nonsense. This is
Everyone give
what
me
kind
a
of
spot hidden.
is it maybe
Okay.
granite?
Nope.
I mean,
No.
That is
I got
gotta
a
be Val.
006.
Got a hard.
I am really looking at it.
All right. Actually, when you kind of like, you're kind of like, you know, when you talk, sometimes you look down. You see a hand. It's got a really sharp claw. It's kind of reaching out through this really small hole underneath it, and it's starting to cut the laces on Frank's shoe.
Okay, hold on. The hand with
Yeah,
the claw.
there's a hand with like this talon, like a fingernail
Right.
that's very sharp, and it's kind of just gently just cutting the laces on Frank's shoe,
And it's coming from where?
like through this little hole, just where the wall comes down. There's a little gap between the floor, probably maybe about that big. This little hand is out, and it's kind of
Frank! I point at it. I shine my light at it.
okay.
Can I stomp on it?
You can, yeah. Give me a fighting brawl.
Not a good skill for me, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
try anyway. No,
Yeah.
I'm wide
Quick.
stomping.
And the hand pulls back quickly, and that's why you miss. You hear this like shuffling in the hole, and the
That was not a human hand.
No. What the devil was that?
You don't have monkeys here in the States, do you?
Nope, there's no monkeys
No.
in this part of the world.
Was it a raccoon or something? What was it?
One of
It looks
those,
like a
and I
raccoon to
point to
me.
the lizard people.
lizard person.
That was
This hand kind of had like a little bit of hair and stuff coming out on the top of it. So yeah.
Did it have more? Did it have 3 fingers or did it have 5?
It had 4 fingers and a thumb. Yep.
So more monkey, but a long fingernail.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Be a raccoon or
Okay,
an otter.
we're breathing in toxic gas of some sort that's making us hallucinate.
Yeah.
Nice
Reg,
to know you, Josh.
We need to get. We should probably get out of here to get some air up above. That's a good idea.
We need a
Are
lot
there
more
any
people
other-
down here.
We need some help.
Offshoots in this from this
Yes.
cavern.
It does continue forward.
Okay, just kind of in one main direction.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Is this like a large, long hall, or is it like kind of like an alcove area, and then there's a tunnel that comes out of it? I'm just trying to get a sense of the shape.
So you kind of came in through this like twisty area. You came into this
Mhm.
where the wall is. It's almost like this nice rectangle, and then there's it continues on. But when it continues on, it takes a left 90-degree turn.
Okay, and it's more of like a tunnel than just like a
Yeah.
continuation of like giant room. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I understand the fear of monkeys and the possibility of toxic gas, but if we're all seeing it,
Monkeys?
we can't be hallucinating.
It's got to be a raccoon or something with things that look like hands. I just
The hand was a lot
we got to
bigger
get
than a
out of here though.
raccoon's hand.
This is not normal. We need to get out of here. Just in case there is something that's causing us to hallucinate. We need to get out of here.
But Josh is down here still. I don't want to leave him.
Where? We've called out to him. We've seen no body. Maybe we should go further towards the river, see if he's near the collapse. But get out of this thing that's been opened up, because I don't think it's healthy. Especially it's been sealed for a long
I
time.
want to get out of here and get those photographs printed.
Okay.
Is
I wanna
Kodak
try to
open
read-
this time of day?
No.
Yeah.
I
photo
assume
booth.
Frank might have his own lab.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, we can go back to the Historic Society. We can make some big 8x10 glossies.
Take a bunch of pictures of that wall.
Yeah, but if Josh is down here, I don't want to leave him. Hang on. And
Josh is an adult.
Reg gets off the pack that he's got again and pulls out a carbide lantern. So here, we can have extra light. Kind of keep a lookout. Any monkeys or troublemaking raccoons, keep them at a distance.
Maybe it's river otters. They have the hand-shaped fingers and things.
Are my laces intact?
Yes, they are. Yep.
Why would it be trying to cut your laces? Make it
I don't
harder for
know.
you to run?
Maybe that's not really raccoon behavior though.
Its hand was too big to be a raccoon. You saw it clearly, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I couldn't stomp on
Was it as
though.
big as my hand?
No, it was smaller than that. It was probably like, about the size of a child's hand.
That's even fucking crazier.
Yeah.
And it came from that little hole right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna borrow Reg's lamp and see if I can get down and look through the hole.
Okay. When you look down in there, it kind of shines down and it opens up into this little chamber, and you see in there like this about a child-sized bipedal creature. It kind of looks up at you. Its eyes are red because it's probably never seen the sunlight before, and it kind of stares at you, and then it starts cowering when it looks at you. You can definitely tell that like how animals are when they're around a human, they get kind of afraid of it.
Yeah. I roll back over and I'm like, I saw it. It's this little creature with red eyes.
Yeah, a monkey.
We're going.
Yeah, what are you talking about? But we do have to get out of here. If anything, even if it's just hallucinogens that we're breathing in, that bad air in there, we do need to get out of here and regroup, and then we can get some help to find Josh.
But when you get silly on the gas, we'd be seeing different things. It can't be it's just a little creature. Don't worry about it.
The power of suggestion. I don't know.
I mean, aren't any of you religious? It's the devil and his minions.
Certainly looked like it to me.
Cut my nicest pair of Oxfords.
It's not safe. It's not safe.
I'm telling you, the Lord works through darkness. After all, what was the very first thing in creation?
Heaven and earth.
Light?
No.
Let there be
Nothing.
light. Boom.
Darkness. Let there be light. Before the light, what was there? Darkness.
Apparently there were waters, because it says that there was waters before the light. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I agree, Professor Bishop. We need to get out of here. So
if Josh is down here, we're not equipped to find him at this point. Maybe those things got him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But which way are you going? You're backing out, or are you going further?
Going back to the rope, climb back up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really unnerved.
I'll tell you what.
Regroup.
I've got an old Lee Enfield back at the house. I could get that. We get ourselves some string. We, measure out a nice safe path. We light the place up right and good, and we come back and we find him.
All right, that's acceptable. Well, as long as we get armed.
Yeah. We might revolve next time we go down.
Right. Okay. So you guys head back and
Rather quickly.
gear up, I guess. Yeah. All right. Okay. This seems like a good spot to stop at a little montage of like locking and loading.
Yeah, we'll see. Our players included Julian Arba, Luke Strom, Joe Bardalis, and myself with Keith Craig as the keeper of arcane lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.